Eric's. This is the best goddamn rod and reel you could buy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was an Eric's Master Rod and Reel, a spinning rod and reel,
Yeah.
and it was a magical moment.
Yeah.
So when the Christmas story plays, I grew up in a house with a coal-fired furnace. My dad, I can still hear him swearing in the basement. God damn it, son of a bitch, God damn it," just like in the Christmas story. The goddamn coal smoke. Gino, did you guys have coal?
We did.
Gene did.
The
Jean
coal
said she
smoke
did.
coming up through the vents into the living room.
Yeah.
Coal smoke.
Yeah.
All the shit that's happened in that movie, I lived, which is why I love that movie.
I know.
We
That's my second magical moment.
we had coal. I remember the guys used to bring the coal in a dump truck. You had an opening on the outside of the house. They put the chute down in it.
Yeah.
Went down into the place where you
Yeah,
stored
the
the coal,
coal
the
cellar.
coal cellar. We
Yeah.
had, that the house on the hill. We had coal furnace.
Gee,
yeah.
think about that. Wasn't that something?
Yeah.
Think about shoveling coal into your
Oh,
furnace.
yeah.
Have
Yeah.
to clean all that dirty shit out of the
Yeah,
out of your
because
basement.
my dad would haul the ashes out in boxes. He
Yeah.
would put them in boxes and haul them out to the garbage.
And who hauled
Mm-hmm.
the coal into our basement?
Yeah.
Your dad.
Yeah, he used to work at Arts Coal,
Yeah.
um,
Arts Coal Yard.
yeah, down in Minerva, when he was younger.
Mamu, we had that same thing that you're talking about,
That chute.
where the coal truck comes up, puts a slide down into a window.
Yeah, we had a
Coal shop.
special
And the
little,
coal, yeah,
it was like a black metal curved, and that was.
the coal
they
goes down
lifted
into
it
your
up.
cellar, and that's
Yeah.
what you use for heat.
That's what you did.
I remember
It
that,
was
yeah.
not an easy way to live.
I remember when Dad and Mom lived in Malvern.
Yeah,
I went to the first and second grade down there, and I don't know if Dad ran it down there or what, but we had a coal furnace there.
yeah.
And we all woke up one morning, and we looked like black people.
No kidding. Because
I can't remember that. I just remember ever having coal
you
dust
had to
in my
bank,
house.
you
Because
had,
it smoked during the night, you know. And
What
we
you
woke up
did,
with black faces.
you had a coal furnace that had a
I was
hearth
just
like
little.
this.
I mean, I went to the first and
And
second
when you went to
grade.
bed at night,
God.
when you went to bed at night, you had to bank, they call it banking,
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
the fire. And my dad went down there and did this. You pushed it all to the sides, put a few lumps of coal in there.
What a
You
mess.
banked the fire so that there would be some fire the next morning.
Yeah.
So when you got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you had to go put some coal on the fire and put the stuff in. If you didn't bank it right,
That's what we must have had.
you look like
Oh,
black
my
people in the
God. We're a mess, all of us.
I remember my grandfather has the furnace just like you
What
were
a
talking
mess.
with the chute coming down.
Yeah.
But right next to the furnace and the chute was a little room where he had his wine barrels in there. You know, the big barrels right next to there.
It was here.
That was
He
his
made
wine cellar.
wine.
The wines? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
barrels.
Yeah.
You know.
And then he was born again. He quit drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we first moved out where we are now, it was an oil furnace, remember?
It was.
And then he transferred it over to
I even
gas.
kind of vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was
the
an oil.
truck,
Yeah,
the
we
big
had a
truck that came in.
Yeah, Campbell's
Put
oil.
oil in it.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
oil.
So it's
Campbell's.
interesting how in just,
We didn't last too
in
long,
just our lifetime,
but we didn't
How
have that
things
too
have
long. He transferred it over
yeah,
to gas.
interesting. It
Now,
was not an easy way to live.
we never had oil, but we had gas early. I remember that.
But you actually, When you were a kid, you had coal heat.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We had a new house, that's the one my dad
Oh,
built, but we
God.
had a coal furnace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coal furnace.
Mhm. And we also had to have a water softener, and the Culligan man would come
Yeah.
and take care of our water softener
Yeah.
and change
Yeah.
the salt and do all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the guy was Wade Wheeler, and Wade Wheeler was our Culligan man. There's also the postmaster up in Brookfield at one time. And I
dear.
remember he would come, but that's, back then, they didn't have to knock on the door, and they just came and did their thing and
Yeah.
came
Oh,
in
yeah.
and out of the house and left. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you never knew they were coming or going.
And this was in Brookfield.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah, they never knocked or told you they were there. They just did what they were
Okay,
supposed to
did
do.
you guys have a water department? You probably did. Did you have piped in water or what?
No, we had wells. The water didn't come to Brookfield till Mark was a kid.
So you were on a well.
Yeah,
Well, we're still on a well.
Yeah, we're still on a well where we are.
yeah, we didn't have water. Mark was a kid when the water came. I remember when cable first came out there, and Mark
Yeah.
was probably 10, 11, maybe.
However, I still remember it. I remember before having to go and turn the rotor to get.
Get you
Oh, yeah.
stations.
Yeah, two long rings and 3 short rings. That was my phone number.
Did you ever watch Andy Griffith, Barney Fife, and those guys? Did you ever watch that as kids?
Andy
You
Griffith.
don't watch it today
He's still on today.
because they had an operator. They haven't had an operator. What's her name?
I think Sarah.
Sarah.
I think that was her name, yeah.
That's what it was. See, I mean, you pick up your phone and it was Sarah. If she, whatever her name was in your town that ran the phone system.
She knew everybody's business in town.
We did not have a phone, but I was going with a rich girl
Oh, God.
who had a phone.
Yeah.
And what you had was you had a code. What was your ring?
I just said it was 2 long rings and 3 shorts.
Ring, 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 ring.
Ring, ring, ring.
That's what it was. So if
That
your
was
phone
it.
rang, if her phone rang 2 long rings and 2 shorts,
3 shorts.
they pick it up.
Yeah, that was it.
And so did half of the other people in
Yeah,
town.
that's
what I
because
say,
they
the
know what
fun
you were
part
talking
was you
about.
could listen every
Listen in. I knew
Yeah.
one lady,
Yeah.
name was Mrs. Thompson. She was always listening
Probably
in
listened
on
to all
our
the
line.
conversations.
She's probably bored. Might as well just listen to the party line.
Yeah, I mean, we had that too. My grandmother was so far out in the country, they had the crank box.
Oh,
You
really?
had to talk to Central. Central,
Like this.
yeah, you crank the side of it. Central, you have, put me on with Mrs. Novak down the street. So,
We didn't
Yeah.
have that.
Does it
Oh, we
amaze
didn't have that,
anybody
but my
that
grandmother did.
that generation managed to put a man on the moon?
yeah.
Now here's a story about
Weird.
about
Pretty
the crank
impressive.
box. This is a true story.
Oh, God.
This guy was a traveling
Oh,
salesman,
my God.
and he was out through the Midwest one year. This is in our day. And it was out where there was nothing but flat for miles and miles and miles, and he really had to go to the bathroom. And there was no place to stop, so he stopped along the road. There was a pumpkin patch there.
Oh, my God.
So he didn't know what to do, so he cut the top out of the pumpkin, and he took a dump in the pumpkin and put the top back on. And went on down the road. So he always, for the next year, he felt guilty about that. And he wanted to make amends, he didn't know how to do that. So next year, about Halloween time, he was back out in the same area, driving along the road. Came to this place where they had done that. And he looked up, and there's a big old farmhouse up there. So he drove up to the farmhouse. He wanted to apologize. Knocked on the door. And this old boy comes to the door with bib overalls on, big old farmer. And he says, "May I help you?" And he says, and the young man talked to him, and he told him what he had done the year before. The old guy didn't say anything. He just turned around, walked over to the phone, and cranked it up. And he says into the phone, he says, "Hello, Vi, this is Si. That was shit in that pumpkin pie."
Oh, God.
Jenny, who told me that
I
story?
know, Dorothy Nee.
Dorothy Lee.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Here's what pisses my buddy Dutch
Oh, my
off.
God.
As I always tell Dutch, here's what pisses you off. See, we got to talking about religion.
Oh, that's always great with
Yeah,
you.
that's not a
And
good.
I told him, you have a very common name. And you're pissed off at me because I have a rare name. Now think about this. Look in the phone book for Clark. There's probably 500 goddamn names of people with the name of Clark, as I tell Dutch. There's only 5 or 6 with the name of Woodward, so therefore I am unique. You are an ordinary son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's what pisses you off about me. That's what I tell Dutch. And he can't counter that because his name is Clark.
It's true.
Plus, his first name is Tom,
Tom.
which is really fucking ordinary.
Well, so is Jan.
Well, think about that. If you were born with the name of Tom Clark, wouldn't that piss you off, Gene? Would it?
Nah, I don't know, but
Look in the phone book.
I've always been grateful that my name was Jean Loretta instead of Flora Mildred. They
Yeah.
named me after my grandmothers, and those were their first names. Their middle names
Say
were
that
Jean
again, what was
Loretta.
their names?